In the misty streets of Seattle, Washington, where the perpetual drizzle seemed to mirror the inner turmoil of its inhabitants, lived Elena Vasquez. At 32, she was a quiet therapist in a small clinic tucked away in the Capitol Hill neighborhood, surrounded by coffee shops that buzzed with the chatter of tech workers and artists. Elena had always been different, too sensitive, her mother used to say. She felt the world's emotions like a sponge absorbing every drop of rain. Joy from a stranger's smile could lift her spirits for hours, but a passerby's hidden grief could weigh her down like lead. One foggy morning in October, Elena woke up with a pounding headache, the kind that felt like echoes of someone else's pain. She dragged herself to the clinic where her first client, a young man named Marcus, sat fidgeting in the waiting room. As he spoke about his crumbling marriage, Elena didn't just hear his words, she felt them. His despair wrapped around her like a cold fog, tightening her chest until she could barely breathe. But something new happened that day. She pushed back. In her mind, she visualized a barrier, a shield of calm. To her shock, Marcus's shoulders relaxed and a faint smile crossed his lips. "I feel better," he said, bewildered. That evening, as Elena walked home along the slick sidewalks of Pike Place Market, the city's vibrant energy assaulted her senses. Vendors hawked fresh fish, tourists laughed, but beneath it all, she sensed undercurrents of loneliness and regret. She experimented again, focusing on a street musician strumming a melancholic tune. She willed a spark of hope into him, and his music shifted, becoming upbeat. Elena's heart raced. Was this a gift or a curse? Little did she know, this awakening would pull her into a web of secrets that Seattle's rainy veil could no longer hide. Elena's discovery haunted her dreams. She spent nights researching in her cramped apartment overlooking Puget Sound, poring over books on empathy and mirror neurons. Highly sensitive people, or HSPs, felt too much. That was her. But influencing others? That bordered on the paranormal, or perhaps a rare psychological phenomenon she'd never encountered. At work, she tested her abilities cautiously. With her next client, Sarah, a woman battling anxiety, Elena visualized serenity flowing from her like a gentle wave. Sarah's breathing steadied, her panic subsiding. "It's like you read my mind," Sarah whispered. Elena smiled, but inside, doubt gnawed at her. Was she helping or manipulating? One rainy afternoon, while volunteering at a local shelter in Belltown, Elena met Dr. Harlan Reed, a renowned psychologist from the University of Washington. He was giving a lecture on emotional contagion, the way feelings spread like viruses in crowds. Their eyes met across the room, and Elena felt a jolt. His curiosity, sharp and probing, pierced her shields. After the talk, he approached her. "You seem to understand this on a deeper level," he said, his voice smooth as polished stone. They talked for hours over coffee at a nearby cafe, the aroma of espresso mingling with the scent of wet earth outside. Harlan shared stories of patients with extreme empathy, some who claimed to absorb and redirect emotions. "It's not magic," he insisted. "It's untapped neural pathways." Elena confided a little, and his interest deepened. But as they parted, she sensed something hidden in him, a shadow of ambition that made her uneasy. That night, a strange call came. An anonymous voice whispered, "Stop playing with fire, Elena. Some feelings aren't yours to control." Her pulse quickened. Who knew her secret? Days blurred into weeks as Elena honed her skills. She helped a depressed colleague find motivation, eased a child's tantrum in the park with a mental nudge of calm. But the power came with a price: exhaustion, migraines that left her bedridden. She realized she was taking on fragments of others' emotions, like emotional residue clinging to her soul. Harlan became a mentor, meeting her weekly at a quiet bookstore in Fremont. He taught her techniques from cognitive behavioral therapy, blended with experimental mindfulness. Empathy is a double-edged sword, he said. Wield it wisely. Their sessions grew intimate. Elena felt a pull toward him, his intellect a beacon in her stormy mind. But intrigue mounted. At the clinic, files went missing, records of patients with similar sensitivities. Then Marcus returned, agitated. I felt great after our session, but now it's like someone's stirring up my anger. Elena probed gently and sensed an external influence, a deliberate push toward rage. Someone else had this ability? Investigating, she wandered Seattle's underbelly, the underground clubs in Pioneer Square, where emotions ran raw. In one dimly lit bar, she overheard whispers of the Collective, a group of empaths who manipulated crowds for gain. A chill ran down her spine. Was Harlan involved? That evening, as fog rolled in from the sound, Elena confronted him at his office. "Tell me about the Collective." His face paled, but he recovered quickly. "Myths," he lied. She felt the deception like a slap. Trust shattered, Elena fled into the night, rain masking her tears. Elena's childhood memories resurfaced like ghosts in the rain. Growing up in a fractured home in Tacoma, just south of Seattle, she'd always absorbed her parents' fights, their bitterness seeping into her. Therapy had helped, but now she wondered if her gift was hereditary. Digging deeper, she visited her estranged aunt in Olympia, a reclusive artist who painted emotions as abstract swirls. "Your grandmother had it too," her aunt revealed over tea in a cluttered studio. She could calm storms in people's hearts, but it drove her mad. Stories of lost relatives with the same curse unfolded, tying Elena to a lineage of empaths. Back in Seattle, threats escalated. Graffiti on her apartment door, "Feel this." She sensed a presence watching her, a malevolent empathy probing her defenses. Harlan called, pleading innocence, but she ignored him. At a psychology conference in the Washington State Convention Center, Elena presented on HSPs. Midway, a wave of collective anxiety hit the audience. Induced, she realized. Spotting a shadowy figure slipping away, she followed into the bustling streets of downtown. The chase led to an alley where the figure turned, a woman with piercing eyes. "Join us or suffer," she hissed before vanishing. Elena's world tilted. The Collective was real, and they wanted her power. Intrigued and terrified, Elena delved into the Collective's lore. Online forums whispered of a secret society founded in the 1960s, empaths who influenced politics and business from the shadows. Seattle, with its tech boom and creative undercurrents, was a hub. Harlan confessed over a tense dinner at a waterfront restaurant in Ballard. "I was part of it once, but left when it turned dark. They manipulate for power, stock markets, elections." He revealed their leader, Victoria Kane, a charismatic psychologist who believed empaths were superior beings. Elena felt Victoria's pull, a distant empathy tugging at her. That night, she dreamed of a gathering in an abandoned warehouse near the Duwamish River, emotions swirling like a vortex. Waking determined, Elena infiltrated. Posing as a recruit, she attended a meeting. The air thick with amplified feelings, Victoria spotted her immediately. "Welcome, sister. Your sensitivity is legendary." Elena played along, but sensed Victoria's greed, a hunger to absorb others' powers. A test. Influence a skeptic in the group. Elena did, but subtly rebelled, planting doubt. Chaos erupted as emotions clashed. She escaped, heart pounding, into the stormy night. Betrayed and alone, Elena sought allies. She reconnected with Sarah, now empowered by their sessions, who introduced her to a support group for HSPs in Queen Anne. There, she met Liam, a former collective member with scarred empathy, burned out from overuse. Liam shared horrors. The collective induced mass hysteria for profit, like crashing a rival company's morale. Victoria drains empaths to fuel her own strength, he warned. Harlan reappeared, offering help. Skeptical, Elena tested him, felt his remorse genuine. They formed a fragile alliance, plotting to expose the collective. But Victoria struck first. Elena's clinic was vandalized, patients scared away with induced fear. Marcus, manipulated again, confronted her violently. Elena deflected his rage, but the effort left her weakened. In a desperate move, they traced Victoria to a luxurious penthouse in South Lake Union. Sneaking in during a gala, Elena confronted her. "Your power corrupts," Elena said. Victoria laughed. "It liberates." A psychic duel ensued, emotions clashing like thunder. Elena barely escaped, realizing she needed to embrace her full potential. Isolation gripped Elena as she trained in seclusion at a cabin in the Olympic National Park, hours from Seattle. Rainforests amplified her senses. She learned to channel nature's calm to bolster her shields. Flashbacks revealed more. As a child, she'd accidentally amplified her father's anger, leading to a family rift. Guilt fueled her resolve. Back in the city, Liam uncovered Victoria's plan, a massive influence operation at Seattle's tech conference, swaying investors for a shady AI startup that weaponized empathy via apps. The trio, Elena, Harlan, and Liam, planned a counterstrike, but trust frayed when Harlan's old ties surfaced. Was he a double agent? During a stakeout in the International District, they were ambushed. Emotions weaponized, paralyzing fear, blinding rage. Elena broke through, redirecting the assault back at attackers. Victorious but battered, Elena confronted Harlan. His confession? He joined to study, not destroy. Forgiven, they pressed on. The conference loomed. Elena infiltrated as a speaker on psychological ethics. Backstage, she sensed Victoria's presence, a pulsating hub of control. As Victoria's keynote began, she unleashed subtle manipulations. Euphoria for her allies, doubt for critics. Elena countered from the audience, weaving calm and clarity. Chaos erupted. Attendees argued, influenced minds clashing. Elena faced Victoria on stage in an impromptu debate. Empathy should heal, not harm, Elena declared. Victoria revealed Elena's lineage. "Your grandmother was my mentor. She taught me everything." Shocked, Elena faltered, but rallied, exposing Victoria's crimes with projected memories, empathic visions shared with the crowd. Security intervened, but Victoria escaped, vowing revenge. Post-conference, Seattle buzzed with rumors. Elena's clinic thrived, patients drawn to her authentic help. But Victoria lurked, sending psychic taunts, nightmares of absorbed emotions. Liam and Harlan became partners in a new institute for ethical empathy research. Elena led workshops, teaching boundaries. One stormy night, Victoria struck personally, kidnapping Harlan. Elena tracked her to an old lighthouse on Alki Point, waves crashing like furious thoughts. The final confrontation, emotions raged like the sea. Victoria tried to drain Elena, but she reflected it back, overwhelming Victoria with her own greed. Victoria collapsed, her power broken. Elena spared her, offering therapy instead of destruction. Months later, Seattle's rain felt cleansing. Elena, healed and empowered, wrote a book, The Psychology of Feeling Too Much. Her life balanced, she helped without harm. Occasional echoes reminded her of the gift's fragility, but she embraced it. In the city's vibrant pulse, she found peace. The end or a new beginning?